I think when you have the average consumer, they are doing that process, right? They are vetting, and that's a big part of why the adoption curve, right? That's why we're still early, because a big part of it would be the scammers and the security. Until we can get a better reputation, even in my industry, financial advisory, right? What do you think, Roy? When I say I'm a financial advisor, and technically I'm a financial planner, right? So I do fee for service financial planning. What do you think when you hear, oh, this person's a financial advisor?
Uh, it depends, because if there's different types. One will go in and you pay them for their service that advise you what to do, and there's others that are trying to get you to get into a fund, and they're getting kickbacks for going into the fund, and they're trying to be the nice guy, and they have all tricks with the wordplay and everything, and they're making a killing, whereas you're not. So unfortunately, it's like the podcast promoters. You're tarred with the same brush, even though you could be doing 100 times better than 95% of it. And that's the world we're living.
That's exactly right. That's what people think about is you're a salesperson, right? But as we know, everything is sales. You could be a podcaster, you could be a lawyer, you could be a doctor. You're selling your services, you're selling that experience, you're selling your product, etc. Information technology. So it is all sales regardless. But with crypto, what are we selling? We are selling in the blockchain world value, right? Whether it's real world assets that are tokenized, whether it's cryptocurrency coins on the platform, and security is an inherent part of that space. But if there are so many, as these crypto analysts or technical developers would say, vectors of attack, there are so many angles, and this is kind of an army thing as well, where you can kind of attack surface, that it's too exposed. And just hearing this conversation and talking with you, Roy, about all these people who are getting scammed, who would want to invest in these things? If you know that either it's going to get rug pulled, if it's going to be a scam, if it's going to be a pump or dump, or whatever, if it's just for, we talk a lot about those mechanisms for initial funding, and even that's changing as well, because some of the early founders, they get a lot of coins, and then as soon as it kind of gets up to a certain price, then they're out, and so on and so forth. So how do you do those funding mechanisms in an equitable way? And so again, it is really valuable for people to be early, but again, there's no risk, no reward, right? And so it's really prudent, and that's a big principle as for me as a certified financial planner, to act in a prudent manner for my customers, right? A fiduciary duty is what we call it, to do something that is in the benefit of the client, and not necessarily at all in the benefit of your firm or your personal benefit.